Before I begin, I'm publishing a comic on Webtoon. If you'd like to support this project, feel free to check it out. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, how are you? As I said in my previous video, in this part 1 we'll talk in greater depth about my experiences in fandoms. If you want to share your story or enjoy this format, don't hesitate to comment, like, and subscribe to this little sea creature. After watching Haikyuu, I started a long list of anime: Tokyo Ghoul, Sword Art Online, Death Note. But there is one that left a deep emotional mark on me. Violet Evergarden, an anime that is both well-known and obscure, tells the story of a girl raised as a weapon who knew nothing of feelings. After a tragedy, she learned about love, sadness, joy, everything, by writing letters for others. I ended up in tears after every episode. I could feel the attempt to understand the client's emotions, but episode 10 was definitely the one that hurt the most. I won't give any spoilers, but anyone who has seen it knows what I'm talking about. The fandom used to be pretty chill. We'd cry together and look for any shred of happiness in the plot. The fan art and cosplays were beautiful, until it started gaining popularity and a younger crowd arrived. The complaints began because people said the plot was too dramatic and complex to understand. Girl, shut your mouth. Over time, many have grown accustomed to immediacy. The plot has to move fast, it can never slow down. And the truth is, that would strip this masterpiece of its magic. On the other hand, new fans are complaining about the age gap between the romantic leads. To be honest, I understand, the difference can indeed be concerning, but this is quickly resolved by understanding the protagonist's backstory and the historical context in which everything takes place. I highly recommend watching this anime. The My Hero Academia fandom always struck me as very toxic. But let's start at the beginning. When I started watching it, I complained a bit that it was very cliché, especially a certain female character. I almost got cancelled. It might be a very tight-knit fandom, but anyone with a different opinion is going to face a massive wave of hate. That's when I realized I had to watch my words around those fans. They literally drove an artist off social media just because the characters didn't look grown up enough. It's not like the designs in the series itself could confuse you, right? Right? Poor girl, she posted warnings everywhere. If minors don't know how to respect those warnings, it's not her fault, just my opinion. That case, like many others, is what has led many to call it the most toxic anime community, but it doesn't end there. Let's talk about OCs, original characters. Some are beautiful, I don't really mind that. But others, how should I put it? They're off-putting, and I don't mean their design. Some know how to blend into the series without that savior complex, and there really are some very interesting things going on, but then there are others who save everyone, and everyone is in love with their character. Well, it's chaos. As a final note, despite having had a real problem with this fandom, I don't hate them. It's simply, as I said, very toxic, given how consistent this is. Our next anime comes with a long backstory: Tokyo Revengers. From the mangaka's personal history to the role-playing group where I met my current best friends, there is truly a lot of history here. I started watching it because my stepbrother recommended it, and now I'm glad I listened to him for once in my life. At first, I didn't understand the plot. What was so special about it? It seemed like just another ordinary series, until I learned about the mangaka's life. As a young man, he had been a gang member and done questionable things that he later came to regret. He created Tokyo Revengers to feel, in a way, like he was traveling back to the past to set things right. If I find the article, I'll leave it here. Halfway through the first season, I began to understand the meaning the mangaka wanted to convey: every decision shapes a part of your future. Let's talk a bit about this roleplay group. At first, I wasn't quite sure how to go about it. I was invited via Discord and felt completely lost, but a couple of people helped me right from the start. I wasn't quite sure whether to trust them or not, but I appreciated the help. Although that group is inactive now, thanks to it I have several friends, people I've met in person, whom I can trust. I really had a very good experience in this regard. Thanks to the anime's theme, the OCs are super creative, I love them. They're all great, except her. To wrap up the list of anime, let's talk about 2, Jujutsu Kaisen and Gakkyukuta. Why am I grouping these two series together? Well, the controversies surrounding them have been quite similar. Both mangaka have faced excessive harassment from the fandom. The creator of Jujutsu Kaisen barely uses social media anymore due to the hate messages they was receiving. Hate messages that started because of certain events in the manga, the character designs or expressions, because of everything. The latest wave of hate stemmed from the manga's ending. Everyone seemed dissatisfied and made their feelings known. It is truly a shame, given that the mangaka is known to have suffered from bouts of depression while creating the work. The Gakkyukuta mangaka, on the other hand, faced 2 waves of harassment that led her to shut down almost all her social media accounts. She is currently most active on Instagram. The first wave of hate stemmed from a character design and her opinion on AI. People assumed that Tamsi, the design in question, was transgender, and when Kei Urana stepped in to clarify the matter, instead of being understood, she faced intense harassment, compounded by the backlash against her views on people using AI to create original characters. She wants to encourage effort, putting love into your OC, rather than using AI and then claiming you drew it. The second wave of hate stemmed from a repost she shared, 2 guys cosplaying as Zenka and Jabber, reenacting their iconic scene. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it, but basically, the cosplays were made using household items, and the hate stemmed from the fact that leaks were used to simulate Jabber's hair. Yes, they called her a racist. All this has led even her colleague to remove his name from the credits. My point is that mangaka are people too, they have feelings just like us. If you want to be respected, you need to respect others as well. We are far too critical and toxic toward one another, and they deserve an apology from everyone for all the hurt they've endured over the years. This fandom was intense, too. I played from the time it was released until about 3 years ago. I loved the open-world RPG dynamic, and being able to play with friends was even better. At first, everything was great. You'd level up, come up with theories, and acquire characters without much hassle, until, little by little, it started becoming pay to win. And despite that problem, I kept playing because I liked the story. That was until the real problem started. The company began releasing increasingly sexualized characters that didn't fit the settings you were in, and there was too much fan service. Then came the issue of labor exploitation and unpaid overtime, having the company based in China influenced working hours, and when all this came to light, everything blew up. Personally, I don't know if any of the game's content creators have been cancelled. I wasn't really that involved in the community. I stopped playing because it became repetitive, and the characters were too much for me, to the point where I couldn't enjoy the game like I used to. The payment system also caused me quite a few problems, since I was a free-to-play player. In short, I stopped playing because of things that were serious in themselves, but not that serious. It's hard to explain. And that wraps up the list of fandoms. Many of them actually share very similar points, so I apologize if it was repetitive. If you want to see more of my content, don't hesitate to follow me on social media. See you in the next video. Bye bye.